Hello, everybody. It's Donna Cravata, and we're back again for another Real 50 Over 50 interview. And today we have somebody I have been a fan of for so long, for a while behind the scenes, and then we got to meet, and I like her even more. So today I would like to introduce you to Rebecca Liston, and she is a seasoned entrepreneur, an advisor, and a storyteller. She works her magic in the boutique advisory firm Las Peregrinas that she co-founded with Stephanie Saline. Rebecca has spent over 2 decades helping people and organizations grow in ways that are both meaningful and sustainable. Years ago, when I first stumbled upon
Mhm.
her, she was part of the duo known as Stella Orange, and what immediately captured my attention was her ability to see beyond the surface while never losing sight of the people and the purpose behind the work. While
Mhm.
everyone was zigging, she was zagging, and that gets my attention every time. She believes that small and mid-sized businesses are the backbone of our communities, and her philosophy is that leadership isn't a title, but a calling. It's rooted in curiosity, courage, and care, and it shows up when leaders operate from meaning and intention, which ripple far beyond their immediate sphere. Her
Mhm.
approach is inspired by agile business practices and generative leadership, always keeping people, conversations, and collaboration at the heart of it all.
Mhm.
Um, I really feel like we meet at the intersection of bringing your bigger future to life by
Mm.
staying out of the hustle and architecting work that honors both your vision and your values. And like one of the things when I first found you, one of the things that you were talking about before anybody else was really articulating it was getting off of social media.
Ooh, yes. Yes, we took a firm stand on that pretty
Yeah.
early on. Yes, and I remember well, right? Those decisions and, is this a good thing? Is this not a good thing? What does it mean? Where do we go? What would it be? But the relief that came from not having to run or try to outrun the
Yeah.
algorithm or, all of these things that were happening at the time. I mean, we had invested, tons, like so many people invested so
Mhm.
much time and money in, social media presence. And then what do you do? Um,
Oh, well, it was kinda hijacked, wasn't it?
It really was. It really was. And I mean, I do maintain a presence on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and for some reason it's always felt a little bit less like social media,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Although I'm not super busy there, but it was the decision to kind of let go of Facebook advertising, to not even entertain Instagram, to, things that we had tried and done over the years, and to just step out of that. It was a true relief. And
Mhm.
yeah, I do think people thought we were nuts, to be honest.
I was very excited because I was thinking of it, and at the time, like, the word social was in the name of my business. I was like yeah, so I was like, "How do I step away from this without, like, a total rebrand?"
Yes, now what do I do?
Just do I just put a "not" in front of it?
An X over the word?
So I was so curious about, like, what you were thinking, and, I went back and I read that email, and you had a whole, like, page that you did about this. It was like a manifesto.
Well, yeah, it was actually, because I think we were really such a stand for in-person
Yeah.
relationships, and by in-person, I even mean on Zoom as in person in a way, like these sort
Mhm.
of interpersonal
Personal,
relationships
yeah.
that really some of which, I mean, admittedly began on social media. Some of
Mhm,
the people that I know, to this day, I met, through
mhm.
LinkedIn, and we still have great conversations. Um, but it was the performative
Yeah,
piece of social media that was the problem,
yeah, yeah.
right? It wasn't the connections or the people that we'd met and had conversations with, because suddenly that wasn't social media anymore, right?
Yeah,
It was the performative. It was the,
yeah.
you got to pump out 16 posts a day, and your engagement has to be this, and then it's got to be that, and playing with that friggin' algorithm just was enough to make us all kind of crazy. And we hired people at, like, it was just
And
such a,
hiring people only makes it worse.
right? It just became such a
Yeah,
dance that we needed
yeah.
to let it go. So it really was a bit of it. What kind of was a manifesto, I think, and
Mhm.
then and a stand for different kinds of relationships where it could have conversations, right, and really build community in a way that was like this, as opposed to like this. You
And
know?
well, that's what I really what really drew me to you because I've always treated social media like that. I know
Mm-hmm.
I and I've been doing this since it started, and
Yes.
maybe if you added it all up, I've spent $600 in ads. I
Yeah.
refuse to go down that road,
Yep.
and I treated it like a campfire,
Yep.
and
Exactly.
I still do, and even now with LinkedIn, like, I'm not gonna go play their algorithm game. I
Nope.
refuse to.
Yeah.
So what I do is I go and I find people I wanna meet, and I just say hi.
Yes. Exactly. Right. And celebrate good things that other people are doing with a word
Yeah,
here or a comment there, to
yeah,
just nurture the relationships you already have,
yeah.
or to use it to create new relationships, but with the
Mhm.
idea being the relationship, not
Yes,
how do I
yes.
need to perform in order to get this number of many impressions or likes or whatever.
And here's the thing too, from a sales perspective, unless
Mhm.
you're selling a product,
Yes.
you're not selling on social media, so just stop. Build the
Stop.
relationships, and the sales will happen,
Yes.
because if you connect with people that need what you do, if they already like you and know you and trust you, they're gonna buy from you before they're gonna go find somebody else.
It's so true.
So, like,
Agreed.
just if you lead with the relationship and caring first,
Mhm.
the rest just kind of falls into place, and the other part too, which I'm sure we could probably go on for this for more, but because of the whole performative nature of the beast, um, people forget what they actually need. So they get sucked into this, building something and investing in and hiring people all around something that they don't even need.
Yeah, it's a lot of busy work too,
It's
right?
beyond that. It's
Yeah.
it's it's like creating entire systems
Entire systems. Oh, yes. Yes.
going in the wrong direction.
Yep. It's so true. So true. Entire sections of our, marketing framework, were part of that, right?
Mhm.
As a way to build and create. And so we had an entire arm of our business was dedicated to
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
and budget.
Yes.
And Kathy's weighing in too. She said
Yeah.
hiring people to do her posts was such a waste of money. The
Yes.
voice wasn't me. Then,
Yeah.
unless you're hiring somebody that is really, a professional in messaging and positioning, you're not you're not going to get that voice piece. You're gonna get
Yeah.
somebody that's doing tasks.
Yeah, it's so true. Actually, Kathy, I look back on some of the stuff, like Facebook shows you
Mhm.
memories, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's like
made you
it's
like
like
a really personal presence on Facebook just to stay connected to my cousins and friends over in the UK. And I'm like, who wrote that? Like, it's clearly not me. So I understand that completely.
It is crazy.
Mhm.
But anyway, I think I have a couple of things I wanna talk about with
Okay.
you. Um, I your teas.
Oh, my teas, tea
Yeah,
parties.
your tea parties.
What would you like to talk about?
I went to one, God, it had to be, I don't maybe 7 or 8 years ago?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been doing these virtual tea parties, and we always try to remember when I started them.
Mhm.
I clearly have memories of doing them in 2015. So I think it's possible that I began them in 2014, but I'm not
Mm.
entirely sure. I can't really remember, and I can't access my calendar from that long ago to look it up.
It might
Fact
be.
check me on this one,
You
but
know what? I bet I can find it. I can
yeah,
find when I went, but it was a long, long time ago. I
a
went to
long
one of
time
those
ago.
things, and I was like, "These are my people."
It really the virtual tea parties have been obviously a very long-standing thing and a much beloved thing for people in our community to, it's again, this idea of connecting, right, in a way that's sort of beyond social media, and also for then people to get to know other people in our community, because
Mhm.
like you, Donna, you have a really fantastic community around you too. And so I felt like we knew so many great people, and I wanted to create a way for them to get to know each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
too. Um, and we keep it, keep it casual, have these really great conversations, and actually get to know each other in a way that sort of beyond maybe the standard, here's my 30-minute elevator speech, and here's my 30-second, not 30-minute, my 30-second elevator speech, and here's my 30-second elevator speech. We do a little bit of that on the tea party, but it's really about getting to know each other and really just sort of sharing the journey together. And so some of the people who still regularly come to tea parties have been coming for those 10, 15 years. Like, that's the part that I think really sticks out for me. And I I get a little bit emotional when I talk about it, because I think about the fact that when I first launched these things all those years ago, that people are still coming
Yeah.
means that they see, um, they enjoy it as much as I hoped that they would, right? Or that they see value in it, or that they say to themselves, hey, that's a thing I'd like to spend some time doing. I'm going to take 90 minutes out of the middle of my day on some random
Mm.
Tuesday, right? And
Mhm.
I'm going to attend a virtual tea party and spend some time with Rebecca and some people in their community. Like, I really don't take that lightly. It means a lot to me. And it's, yeah, it's a, I don't even really have the words for it. I'm stumbling. Sorry, but it really matters, and it has meant a lot to me. And there have been times where, maybe I've had a down day, or I'm not feeling so great, or I think, oh, geez, I don't know. Do I have it in me to host, right? Like, to
Mhm. Yeah,
show up and host. Sometimes we have 8 or 9 people,
yeah,
in addition to myself, can I pull this off? And I always come away like richer for it,
yeah,
never, no regret, you know, in
yeah.
doing
I
them.
I I know. I mean, like, when I started this whole 50 over 50 thing,
Yes.
I wasn't sure how it was going to all work out because it wasn't a plan, it was just
Yeah.
a thing. It was a
Yeah.
reaction, and, I never wanted it to be like a pay $10 a month and be part of this community thing with a checklist of what comes with it, and here are your requirements. I really wanted it to be about conversation and connection and meeting new people and, using this as a way of growth, like, let's
Exactly.
grow, get to know each other first before
Mhm.
we try and sell things to each other and,
Mhm.
here, print out my PDF. I mean, if we met in the supermarket, you wouldn't say, "Hey, click here. Here's my QR code. Print me a PDF."
Nice to meet you. Scan my code. Right?
Yeah. I mean, we just wouldn't do that, so it's so
No.
silly that, like, online, we feel like we need to do that.
Yes,
And
agreed.
we all fall back into that at some point because we
Sure.
were conditioned by some guru along the way. We have all fallen into that bright, shiny
Yes.
pool.
Yeah.
Um, but I just didn't know what I wanted it to be, and I was doing panels for a while, which I
Yes.
loved doing,
Yeah.
but, then it just kinda went away, and there was a lot of work to set them up and coordinate
I can
everything.
see that.
Then I said, "It's just about everyone meeting each other," 'cause the thing I got from the beginning was it's the alchemy when all of these women meet.
Absolutely.
So I was inspired by your teas
Good.
to do these monthly meet and mingle events that you've been coming to, and,
Which
um
I'm loving. It's so
yeah,
fun too to
yeah,
not.
and I had no plan, and
Yeah.
it just kind of evolved with I would ask a question, and we would just start
Mm.
talking,
Mhm.
and, the last one was like a therapy session for me, which was great.
So it sometimes it does come that way, right? And these relationships evolve. Like, if people keep coming to
Yeah,
tea or to one of your mingles, right? You get
yeah,
to know each other, and there is a camaraderie that develops, and there's personal relationships form. And I think that has also been one of the most fun things for me, is watching, like, um, seeing things, or, reading someone's newsletter and they're like, oh, I met with so and so, or I get a picture
Mm.
from, Lori. Hi, Lori, if
Hi,
you're watching.
Lori.
Lori's out to tea with Xenia, and they're having like a moment in Denver, Colorado, which is nowhere near where I live, right?
Mhm.
And they take a picture of each other and send it my way, or people are working on a book together. The next, they're doing
Yeah,
clients
yeah, yeah, that's it.
together.
That's I
It's
mean,
that web,
yeah, yeah.
right? So
And, like, when the web is created from that energy, from that spirit, it's so much more meaningful.
so good.
It's
Just so
not
much
an ad,
goodness.
you can't get an ad to replicate it, you can't get AI to replicate it. This is the thing where, like, I mean, I've had a virtual business now for 19 years,
Mhm.
and, I have friends, I mean, very, very close friends that I've never met before,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel that way.
Oh, right. Yes.
And just these conversations, like, I don't get a lot of people that come on live, it's smack in the middle of the week,
Yep.
but I get people that reach out to me, and
Mhm.
they're like, "I was in a car ride, and I started to listen to one
Yeah.
of your interviews, and I listened to 7 hours of your interviews."
Yeah.
Or, like, a man will reach out to me and tell me, like, he's learning things from these interviews and
Beautiful.
sharing them with his kids,
Yeah.
and, like, that's the kinda stuff, it's like, okay, all of it was worth it just for that.
Just for that,
Yeah,
right? If you could have done that one thing,
yeah,
right? Just somehow connected a dot for one listener who then took it to his children, right?
mm,
Then it's like, okay,
that's changing another generation.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's good. And
yeah,
that could be enough. And
a
yet here we keep going.
and we keep going. I'm booked into May.
I saw that. I was talking to Stephanie. I'm like, "Steph, you turned 50 in October. You better get on that list."
Yeah, get her on the list, we'll have a birthday party, that's what we do. I'll send her the invitation.
Good.
Um, so, okay, we just went, like, all off course here, but,
That's
right,
okay.
so you have on your website, you have your principles, which I love.
Whew,
So,
yes.
one of those is seeing the forest and the trees.
And the trees.
Jump jump into that a little bit.
It I had a feeling you might ask about this because I was thinking about it last night in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why, so I'm like not surprised it's showing up today. I think that is I think as well, actually, as people navigating anything in life, but in particularly, I'll speak specifically to owning a business. I
Mhm,
think it can be very much that we're so in it that we can't see the proverbial forest and the trees because
mhm,
we're just in it. And uh, small business owners, right, pop up against this thing where they're sort of spinning, all the plates, right? They're handling all the things, and to be able to see beyond, the end of their nose, to plan a little bit further out, or what might they like, not just the next hour to look like, but what about the next 5 days or the next week or the next, right? Like it's hard. It's
it is.
actually very difficult to do when you're spinning the plates. And I'm thinking in particularly too, like some businesses are quite seasonal, right? So they may have time where they're finding that the plate spinning is more at a particular time of the year, and then they have a little bit of space at the other time of the
Mhm,
year. But then they're usually so exhausted from all the plate spinning that, in their busy time, right? That they don't, even if it's a little quieter for them in summer because they do a snow plowing business or something, it's very unlikely, right, that they're able to really just take that space to then exhale and really look around. So I feel like one of the greatest benefits that people talk about in working with a coach is that sense of it kind of forces you to take that different stance because someone's asking you questions, right? And saying, hey, what about, what about, right? And you start creating space for a little bit of dreaming and a little bit of
mhm,
seeing kind of beyond the immediacy to see a little bit further out. And then I think the other beautiful thing is that when you're working with people, it's like I mean, Steph and I consider that we really become part of the business owner's team, right? we're in it, right? We love to know all the things that are going on in the business, what's happening, what's shaking. So if the owner themselves is in this mode, right? We are not.
Mhm.
So we can keep our eye up here, right? And that is a really helpful touchstone for people. If they're not able to see beyond, again, this sort of this hour because of the immediacy of what's going on, we can hold that for them so that as a unit, right, we're all making moves in the direction that the business wants to go and the business owner wants to take it.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's really valuable. I think, and again, like I said, I think that can apply to our personal lives too. We can't
Mhm.
always we can't see what we can't see. We don't know what we don't know, right? And another perspective is so valuable.
And that's also when you're really, really vulnerable to getting sucked into that bright, shiny pool because you can't make one more decision. And when somebody comes up who's very skilled at selling
Mhm,
and tapping into your pain points,
mhm.
um, they they convince you that they have the answer for you, and it's never the answer you need.
No, no, some of our clients I have been working with for 15 years now, and that to me just speaks to this quick fix answer snap thing. A business, in my opinion, is being built for longevity, for
Mhm,
long term, for sustainability. And yes, it has to change. Yes, it has to move. It has to be, there has to be some agility built in. It's got to be on
mhm,
its feet, and things will change in the environment around us. And our own needs and wants change. Our family lives change, which impact how we might run our businesses, all of these things. But to me, there's really is no quick fix. There is no magic bullet. It's a long game, right? And it takes time and strategy and thought and contemplation each step of the way. And that's why I really love our ability to really partner. And sometimes, like I said, for a very long time with
mhm.
our business owners. Not everybody's been with us 15 years, but some have. And so that
Yeah,
there's a longevity to the relationship so that we're building and building and building as we go. It's a
and you
beautiful,
have the ability to look forward and backward.
yes, it's so good. It's really so good because you can see
Yeah,
history and you can see what we don't want to repeat and then where we maybe want to take things next time.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's a
Or
lovely.
maybe this didn't work 5 years ago, but we're in another
What
space now
about now? Yes. Yeah. It's
because
nice
some
to, right, to have those relationships with people that they are also holding and remembering, right?
Mhm,
Things that you kind of said, oh, maybe this is sort of interesting. And you're like, okay, maybe the time wasn't right there, but what about now?
yeah,
Right? What about now? Maybe now, right? Let's bring that forward. Let's call that forth because the
yeah,
rest of this is humming along quite nicely,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
And sometimes again, we forget, right? Maybe what we were dreaming about or thinking about. And so it's good to have those connections with people that can remind us of the things that we were thinking about or dreaming into.
yeah. I love this conversation, and here's another one of your principles I'd love to dig into a little. Trust your plan and your gut.
You know, is there anyone scrappier or gutsier than a small business owner in a lot of ways? Like, I mean, maybe a prize fighter or something like that that I don't know much about, but really, like, there is a scrappy gut instinct, right, that runs strong in small business owners. It's actually one of the things that I love absolutely the most about working with small business owners is
Me
that
too.
it's that,
Not giving
that
up.
they're not, oh, the tenacity, right? And the strength and the conviction and the knowledge and the know-how. Like I am so always so just blown away by the depth and breadth of knowledge, right? That shows up in our, virtual door at our virtual doorstep. And so people have great gut instincts.
Mhm,
And I'm a believer in a plan,
yeah,
right? But the plan gets to move in accordance with what's happening in our gut. Like both, right? They work together, right? So I don't ascribe to the belief that, well, I have to have a plan, we have to follow it. Well, no, because like things happen inside and we know, and we have a sense of things, and we really want to trust that. We want to move these two things together,
Mhm.
right? We want to align our gut with our plan. And I think on this, by the same token, we don't want to just be held to a plan, but we also get to a point typically in a business where the growth gets to a place where we can't just run on our gut either, right? Because suddenly we've got 3 or 4 employees perhaps, or we've
Mhm.
got, other contractors that are depending on our part, and things become complex. We do need a plan so that we don't also get too sideswiped in a place of reactivity. Perhaps you were laughing about things being born out of a reaction. Sometimes the greatest things come out of that, but generally speaking, if we've got others that we're sort of responsible for, we're putting food on the tables of
Mhm.
many other players, we want to also have a plan so that because there's safety in a plan, right? And when there's safety, and we can all exhale a little bit and be more thoughtful and intentional with where we're going. So I think both are really, really important. But I never
Yeah,
like to
I
compare
use
one to the other.
yeah, I use a series of barometers because with the work that I do, um, opportunities come because as you
Yes,
start
we
putting
do.
yourself in these different places, opportunities that you didn't know exist start showing
Yep.
up. So you've gotta have
It's
that plan,
yep.
but then you also have to weigh that opportunity.
Hmm.
Like, does one
Exactly.
replace the other, or is
Yep.
there a hybrid version
Is
that
there
we're
a
coming
hybrid
with?
version? Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that being clear too, that forest for trees thing is also being clear where you want to go. So does the
Mhm.
opportunity actually driving you in the direction that you said you want to go? Or is it one of those sort of more bright, shiny objects that's going to kind of take you off course a little bit? So sometimes the plan is almost even, it's just like, let's map the general area that we are heading in, right? Does this opportunity pull us in closer to that, or is it taking us off course too far? It can help as a really great tool of discernment.
Yeah, and here's another thing that just popped into my head as we were talking about these 2 principles of yours,
Mm.
self-trust. So,
Oh,
like,
it's
that
huge.
self-trust muscle and how that grows as being a small business owner and having to spin all those plates
Yep.
all day, every day while you're sleeping, while
Yes.
they're hitting you in the head,
Yep.
um, you know, every bit of survival, every bit of I made it, every bit of success, every bit of a perceived failure, it
Yes.
all contributes to your self-trust.
Yep. It 100% does. And it's such a huge piece, right? Of moving anything forward, right? Otherwise you probably would just stop,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
And
for everyone.
no, it's not for everyone. Right. And my joke has always been that, if this didn't go, I would be a Walmart greeter.
Mhm,
Right. Because that would be my fallback position. At one point it was a Starbucks barista, then it was a
mhm.
Walmart greeter, because I felt like, what, handing out shopping carts at Walmart, I think would feel a whole lot calmer than sometimes what this feels like. Right. And so I think most of us who've owned a small business know that there's always this thing in the back of our heads that we're like, well, if this doesn't go, I can always be a Walmart greeter. We've all got our like fallback idea,
Mine's Target. It's
right?
right
Yours is
across the
Target.
street. It's right across the street. I could
Perfect.
walk.
So it's right there. You could walk to work, right? It's right there. We could do these things. And yet it's that knowing in ourselves that that's not really our path. I think
Yeah, I'd
that's,
get fired in a day,
yeah,
maybe,
me too.
maybe
I
less,
couldn't,
maybe
it wouldn't
less,
work because I would start.
or arrested.
Yeah. I was like, I'll start telling them all the ways that being the way they're handing out cards is not particularly efficient. That wouldn't go over so well, I think. I
No,
noticed all the things wrong. So, but that's part of the self-trust, right? Is
yeah,
trusting that actually, no, this is where I'm meant to be.
yeah,
This is the work that I'm meant to be doing. It might be a little chaotic right now. It might be a little crazy, but I have faith in myself and trust that I'm on my path for a reason. And that matters. That
yeah,
matters.
yeah, and you really start to hinge on the phrase, "Well, this is just today, it's not forever."
Just today. It's a little crazy today.
But then I
Through that.
remember my son. when he was maybe in the 3rd grade, um, um, we were um, we were going through a pretty broke phase at the moment, and he left for school in the morning, and he wanted something that was expensive, and I was like, "Yeah, it's just not happening right now.
Yeah.
We're on a budget."
Yep.
And he came home from school, and I made $30,000 that day. And anytime we ever had any kind of, like, financial ups and downs, he would always say to me, "I don't ever worry about money because I remember that day.
Yes.
And if you did it once, you could do it again." And when you've got, like, that 9-year-old that's counting on you say that to you, it has a real impact.
It really does. And I raise my girls on my own too, and it really makes a big difference, right? And what they're seeing too, and what they're witnessing, and then what they turn, what they start to believe about what's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, and what they'll accept,
Yeah.
I mean, like, when we were growing up and what we were taught to accept in jobs was very different. When my
Mhm.
son went to his
Agreed.
first job, he was working at Home Goods after
Mm.
school.
Mhm.
And he went in there. The first day he got hired, he goes in and he's like, "I'm only available on Wednesdays between 4 and 7. I don't wanna work the register. Put me in the back. I like rugs." And I was like, "You're gonna get fired before you even start." And they said, "Okay."
Oh my god. Put me in the back, I like rugs. Wednesdays 4 to 7. Fascinating. That's fascinating. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and he was like 15.
Wow, that took some chutzpah. Yeah,
And when he was done, he was done.
good for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's I whatever.
Yeah,
It's working for him.
well, and that's not, our teenage jobs were not like that. That's for sure.
I was working full on by the time I was 16 years
Yeah,
old.
yep, and probably not just from 4 to 7 on Wednesday in the rug department.
No, I had a full-time job. I had a
Yep,
full-time job
very different time.
commuting into the city.
Wow,
Um, yeah,
it's amazing when you look back, I bet.
lied my way into it.
Mhm.
And since then, I've had, like, maybe 3 interviews. It
Wow,
was one job just led to another, and then I started a
amazing.
business.
What a path.
Yeah, I mean, gotta work.
Mhm.
I love working.
Yeah, me too.
I love work. Even when I did work I didn't particularly like, I liked working. I always found a way.
Yep, for the love of the work is kind of one of the things we always talk about, but, like, I think that our clients have in common, right, to what you're saying is, like,
Yeah,
we typically work with people who love
yeah,
their work. They love to work. And it's not in some strange, imbalanced identity crisis kind of way.
yeah.
It's just, no, they just love working.
Yeah. Well, when you love what you're doing, I mean, like, I like to work with people that, they can't do anything else. They can't not do what they're doing. They
Can't
just can't.
imagine, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
like, they would do it for free.
Yep.
They would do it for free because if they stop, it's physically painful, and that's how I am too. Like, I
Yep.
can't stop, and I don't know if you experience this, but sometimes I connect with somebody and I just see their without even knowing about who they are or what they do, I see their whole path in front of them, and I can't not help them.
Yep.
And if they pay me, they don't pay me, I don't care.
Yep. Because it's all there.
It's all there, and, like, what am I gonna do with it if I don't give it to them, you know? And then maybe someday somebody will do the same for me.
That's so good.
But I've had clients like that too, like, they were a client for a short period of time, and I was just, like, really tapped into them. It always felt like
Yeah.
maple syrup to me, like, how they tap into a maple tree
Yes.
and,
And
like,
it's
y
there.
it doesn't stop coming out.
Right. Just downloads, right? And it's
Yeah.
all
So
happening there.
yeah, they paid me for one thing, and 10 years later, I'm still sending them things when I come across things that are, beneficial for them, and I'm watching them, and I'm seeing what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yes. It's exciting to watch those things unfold, I think, too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Particularly when you do something that, has such legs to it, you know?
Yes.
Like,
Yes. I do.
decisions that you help a client make now
Yep.
is gonna have an impact continue to have an impact 10 years from now.
And where they take it and what it
Yeah,
becomes. It
yeah,
is it is fun to see. Like, that has been really enjoyable too. I've had sometimes books arrive in the mail, right? That clients are like, look, I did it, right? And it's been 5, 7, 8 years, 10 years since they even talked about it. I've lost touch with them, to some degree or another. And then something materializes, or you see them completely change form. One of my former clients from years ago now runs a muffin shop that she's built this like muffin empire, right? In the big cities in our country. I'm like, how did that happen? You were an executive coach. Like, it's just like that. But the metamorphosis of things, right, is also wonderful to see. And because people's journeys are fascinating.
Yeah, it is totally fascinating. I agree. And when people, and this is what I love with working with and just, having these interviews with women that are over 50, it's not a demographic thing. It's just a point where we put that line in the sand that we say, I'm not doing that anymore. This is what I want to do. And that just lights me up to no end. And to be part of any part of that is
Yes.
just
Brilliant.
yeah, that's the thing where, like, I sit down every morning and I'm like, "What's gonna happen today? Because it's not gonna be what I think it is."
It's a little bit, and it's a little like kid in the candy store energy, right? Like, it's like so many possibilities and so many good things that can come.
And
It's fun to watch.
how do you explain this to somebody that's, like, in another world?
I don't know. I don't know, actually, because it really is
Yeah.
something a little bit beyond words.
It is, it's magic.
It's
It
magic.
is magic.
Yeah. That's my
It
word
really
for
is.
2026 is magic.
Is it?
And that, yeah. So yeah, it is. It's magic. And there aren't really words for it.
No. No, my brother-in-law's, whenever I see him, he's like, "Do you still have that little secretarial business?" I'm like, "Uh-huh, I
I
do."
know. That's great. Thanks for asking.
Need labels?
And meanwhile, magic.
Magic. Yeah. Okay, we have gone over time, but I could sit and talk to you all day long. I like to wrap these up
Okay.
with a wisdom bomb. But even though you've been dropping them the whole time, just something small and actionable people can take with them.
Wow. No pressure.
Nope.
No pressure. Actually, I think we gave our wisdom bomb, and I think it's magic. Like, let's leave with that.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of crap happening around us right now.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little bit. And I am Canadian.
No control over.
I am Canadian, but we have our own version of crap.
Yeah,
So,
there's also there's a border. We're not far away.
We got lots. We're not that far away.
Yeah.
But we got our own stuff. I really think, I feel like the word magic found me this year. And I think that it's about just finding the little bits, the little reminders, like there is so much magic.
Yeah.
Right? In our world, all around us. And we have to just keep our eyes on that. I think that's the prize.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a reminder that as much as there are forces trying to burn it all down, there's bigger forces that keep creating and growing and building.
Yeah. And that's what I want to, focus on and be part of that, because I think that's why you're here. I think that's why I'm here. I think it's why
that's why we find each other.
It's how we find each other,
Has
right?
nothing to do with Facebook ads.
Nope. It's the little light above our heads. It's the little bell that we're ringing. It's the, little sparkle in the eye, right? It's that recognition.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So my stuffed Eeyore sees your Raggedy Ann and says,
she's
magic.
there every day.
Right?
Yeah.
It's magic.
And they're having a little play date as we're chatting. So everybody, please connect with Rebecca at peregrinas.org, and she's also on Substack, has a great Substack, and keep making magic.
Yes, thanks, Donna.
Thank you. And we'll be back next week with more.